Hi guys. That's awfully loud. What is all that? Why's that loud? Awfully loud. Check, 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 check. That doesn't look loud enough. I want that to be so loud. It is pretty loud. Well, that's pretty loud. Okay, I can go with that. Hey guys, this is Mark Black. This is Mark Teaches Music, and you're at my improv workshop. This is session number, let me get rid of that, 36. And there's a link in the description to get to all the charts. Hey, Jeffrey, to get to all the charts. Again, if you're, it's fine if you strummed along when I'm soloing, and I could do the same thing when you're soloing. We're about improvising. The charts are important, but more important is just that sheet that says so-so songs. If a song is in C minor, then here's the scale, here's the patterns, and all that kind of stuff. So there's a link in the description. Click on that. If you got a printer, you should print it. It's a little easier to deal with than trying to see all the things at the same time on a screen. So today's the 6th day of June 2023, and I want you to have fun and be awesome. I really do. And just by the way, there's a skit Saturday Night Live with Arnold, and it was, I want to pump you up. So every time I say that, I want you to have fun and be awesome, like Arnold. Let's see that clap. Yeah, that's pegging the little thing out. Sorry about your ears. So let's see. In the improv live stream, which is what this is, we're trying to learn to get better at adlibbing, improvising, making up a great melody. I know that you can do it. And if you could play one note on your instrument, it doesn't matter what instrument. You could be on the violin, you could be on the trombone, which is a great instrument. Violin is a great instrument too, of course. Clarinet, doesn't matter. Those are instruments I don't play. Clarinet a little bit. I play the violin a little bit, tiny bit. Just by the way, for information about lessons, go to www.dallasmusiclessons.com, and there's information there about lessons and what lessons are like and who I am and all that kind of stuff. So welcome to come there. And if you have any questions for me now, again, what you should do is drop your questions in the chat. And my wife has made me some delicious coffee, so I have to drink this. Very good. So anyway, you drop your questions in the chat, but if you're seeing this after the live stream, just send me an email at mark@dallasmusiclessons.com, and I will try to answer that. I will answer that. And then here we are ad-libbing. And if you're stuck, like I'm saying, you got this sheet that I said, hey, we're going to play in this key, this song in this key, use this, look on the sheet, and it says use these notes, or it says use this pattern. If there's any problem, doesn't matter what that problem might be, you need to email me. Or I'm sorry, drop it in the chat right there and say, hey, wait a minute. I'm talking about don't wait. Go ahead and ask the question. And therefore, you'll get your question answered soon. And there won't, so you can keep on ad-libbing or start ad-libbing. So we're trying to get better. And so I will stop from time to time and say stuff. And I can't hear you, right? You can hear me. It's not fair, is it? So you can hear me, but I can't hear you. And meaning just that since I can't hear you, I mean, you're safe. You can do whatever you want to. So I'm not commenting on what you're doing. I'm commenting on things I think of, this would be a good idea, blah, blah, blah. This helps solos sound better, these sorts of things. So I'm just saying that we'll stop and say a few things and try to figure out the balance between, saying stuff to instruct to get better versus let's play and get better. So, and if you got a request for a style, or you don't, like a certain thing, or you want to hear something that a kind of music we haven't done, just drop it in the comments there in the chat or in the comments. And and so would love to try to experiment and branch out. Trying to do music, like all things, has a balance between the norm. And it has so dumber and dumber and dumber and more boring and more, music, and classical music does too. And then it has an edge and crazy edge and radical edge, and oh, just my gosh, only 7 people in the universe like this music. So we're not really trying to get on the edge, or we could. It's conceivable, but we're not really trying to do it. We're trying to say this is cool, interesting stuff, like the way this sounds, and how would I ad-lib to that? And so, and I go ahead and ask you right now to subscribe, to subscribe, or hit the like button, share with your friends, tell your friends, hey, do this, click the bell for notifications, and get other people to come. So let's see. So don't just sit here and watch. Shoot out your questions. Don't be put up by styles or songs that you don't like. Don't be put up like he's playing the sack butt, which is a predecessor to the trombone. He's playing the sack butt. I hate that. Don't be put off that. Learn from the music. Make the music that you hear even better. Hey, Mark. Make the music you hear even better. You don't like my solo? Make a better solo. And like I said, really, truly, ask your questions. Like, wait, I'm trying this. Why doesn't it work? Or what if I tried this? And so don't play when I play, not because I'm amazing, but because you're gathering your chi, you're gathering your focus. Hey, that was cool. He did, or I don't like that, or last time I played this, and let me try that again, see if I get it better. So, and then when it is your turn, jump right in. Jump right in. Don't wait around. Nobody can hear you. So, and then the biggest tool you got to ad-lib, the biggest tool really is your ear. However, many of you would be like, okay, yeah, I know when I hear a wrong note, but I don't know what to do. And that's what those sheets are for, is to say, okay, let's say, the first song is in, what is the first song? The first song is, really? Oh, Backstabbers at the Disco. Yes, it is. The first song is named, I did name it, so Backstabbers at the Disco is the first song. Anyway, the point is, so the first song is it's all in one key. It's in the key of C minor, D minor for a B flat instrument, and A minor for an E flat instrument. I'm going to be playing an E flat instrument. So the point is, so my ear's telling me what's wrong, okay? It's wrong. So then, okay, we can add a little bit of information, which is just, hey, this is this scale, what that sheet is about. And if you're a guitar player or bass player, it's like there's a pattern. There's a pattern there. Use that pattern, put it, and it says on the sheet, put it on 8th fret, 6th fret, 7th fret, whatever it says, and use this pattern there. And now we're in the ballpark with the right notes. Are they perfect, amazing notes? No, they're just good notes. It is up to you and me to learn how to make them great. So your ear is the best teacher on what's to do. So let's listen to this first song. And what you're trying to do is kind of absorb the changes. Here it is, Backstabbers at the Disco. Haven't heard this in a little while. And I don't hear it now. And let's try that again. Got the chart pulled up. There's the F minor. There's the C minor. Here's the F. Here's the turnaround, punching back. Go back to the top. It sounds like attention. You're trying now. I'm trying now to absorb the differences. Where do those chord changes happen? That's in the key of E flat. Same notes as C minor, just in a different order or different emphasis. Back to C minor. We're just repeating now. The happy part of the song, right? Okay, now this song is based on, just by the way, similar chord progression to Backstabbers, and if you notice, many songs, and this song has a sad or aggressive sound. tension sound, talking about portion of it in the beginning, boom, 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 where it's sad. Then it has places where it makes it happy, friendly. It's okay. I know that's very loud, and I'm going to fix that right now. Here's my scale. I had to turn this down, so here's my scale. That's loud enough. Okay. There we go. I got sharp for me. Okay, we're going to start. I'm going to start first. Y'all let me know now if it's not loud enough. I'm going to go first. You have your chart up. Just it helpful. We'll talk about it some more later. Start at the top. I'm going to go first just so we have a beginning. And I'm going to start on the note C. Parts used. C. Oh, that's the note C. My turn. Happy. So I don't know what you guys are like, but what I'm like is I can't hold more than when I think of a third thing, I'm going to forget one of the two. So Mark just made a comment just talking about using the pentatonic scale. Here's the pentatonic scale, and exactly what he's saying on C on the guitar. This would be the sound. I'm playing it as soft as I can. I know you can't tell. So that is an C minor pentatonic scale. Bob, bob, C, B, E flat, F, G, B flat, C. Sounds pretty good. It does. And then, so excellent, awesome sound, and everybody get down and enjoy it. And then the other thing I was going to tell you, everybody, now listen, a great player, all great players do not necessarily are doing this and grooving and moving their body. But all great players are totally synced to the rhythm. So I'm telling you, almost everybody listening, you will play better if when you play, you can say tap your foot, but maybe more expressive than that. Maybe if you're moving your head, moving your body, even when you're waiting, when it's my turn and you're thinking, what do I want to do next? And you're trying to sync your body. This is not a natural thing. If those of you who have tried to dance and don't do it much, the point is the body says, it's basically spastic. So here you are trying to say, I'm going to play on this instrument, really with this exciting, excellent, pounding, grooving rhythm. And your body's kind of going, no, I don't really know how to do that. So this physical thing of moving while you're playing is really just about getting your body, your physicalness, to agreeing with this pulse that's going down. So I'm telling you, if you move your body while you're playing, not indefinitely more, but move it a lot, and you'll probably play more not in time is not the exact point, in the groove, in the pocket. You're where you need to be. It's my turn and I go. Your turn. See, I'm moving my head. Happy part? My turn. My voice up. Okay, now let's look at this So I wanted it. So it's my turn. This is my turn. You'll get to play next. Okay. So I wanted to say in my turn that remember I'm going to say things. So remember I said, okay, here it is. Now anybody could make a comment, so I know what's going on. But you to be personally. But if you're playing a C instrument, then this is in the key of C minor or E flat, which are the same exact notes. Now I'm going to say a list of notes. I just want you to notice that. Just A, B, C, but it's C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, and C. So here this song is, and I want you to see. Let's see if you can see this. My cursor. Can you see my cursor? No, I don't think you can. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah, let's just change that picture a little bit. Yeah, can you see that cursor? Yeah, I don't know. You guys can let me know if you can see it or not. But anyway, point is, I say, hey, C minor and E flat major are relative majors and minors. That means they use the same notes. So when we're in the C minor part of this group of notes, and again, if you're a guitar player, bass player, you have a pattern, but the pattern is playing these same notes. C, if it's the major scale, it'll be C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat. In the C part, so here I'm playing these notes here on this instrument. I'm trying to play soft. So that was those notes. What is the difference between there is some difference between C minor and E flat major. What is the difference? In any key, the 1 and the 5 of that key are the most important notes. So when I get to the C part, I'm going to play lots of C's and just letters of the alphabet. C, D, E, F, G. I don't care if they're flats or sharps. C, D, E, F, C, D, E, F, G. So if I play lots of C's and G's, it's going to come across like I'm in this. That's that same list of notes. So here's a C and a G. So let's see if I can. This is my turn. You're going to get to play, don't worry. Yeah. Here, I'm C's and G's. I want you to hear how. Here. C's and G's. So you'll notice that sounds like home bass. Now, what about when it goes to E flat? Well, E flat, same group of notes. C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C. So the same group of notes, I cam. Okay. So when it goes to E flat, the two notes, now I don't mean you need to play them a million times. I just mean you're kind of aiming towards them, or they sound complete, is E, and just letters of the alphabet, E, F, G, A, B. So E, F, G, A, B. The 1 is E flat. We're in E flat. You have a list of notes there if you downloaded this. And then the 5 is B flat, E and B flat. So if I play E and B flat, so here comes this major part, this happier part where it goes to E flat. It'll be in a minute. Now, there it is. Here it is. So, all that massive talking was just to say, when you're playing a solo, and I'm talking about in a generic sense, not over each chord at this moment. We're just talking about general. What makes the difference between here's the song is in E? Is it in E flat major or C minor? It is both. When it goes to C minor, the notes you'd want to emphasize are C's and G's, the first and the fifth, C and G. And when it goes to E flat, you want to emphasize the first and fifth of that, E flat and B flat. Okay, it's your turn. Here you go. Top. That's exactly right, what you said, Mark. Happy part, E flat, B flat, as an anchor. Not as the best, only play that, but as an anchor. top. That's the 5 of the minor. That was a G going back to C minor. Move your body a little bit. Tap your foot, move your head, try to get in the groove with your body. That's the happy part. E flats and D flats, and all the other notes. Top C. This is the end of the song. Do something cool. Play a really high C. Okay. Now, so I just want to respond to what Mark's saying, which is exactly correct, which is just as long as we, what it is, now this is a simple thing, it's a true thing. As so many things are simple and true. And that is, a scale is the notes, a group of notes like this. A chord is just take those notes and stand them up like this. Play them at the same time. Play them individually, play them at the same time. A scale, a chord, a scale, a chord. Same notes, right? So in this case, we got C, D, E flat, F, G, A. I don't think I can coordinate enough to do this. C, D, E flat, F, G, G, A flat, B flat. I'll put a C on the top. So you lay them this way, it's a scale. Da, 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 da. You do them this way, play some of them, groups of them in the same time. You have the chords, and that's the chords that make up the song. We look at this chord chart. Bring the chord chart back, please. Thank you. So those chords make up, or made of, use the notes of that scale we're in. So anyway, that's exciting stuff, and like I've already said several times, it's hard to figure out how much to try to talk about stuff rather than let us do stuff. So let's go to the next song. The next song is named Giddy Up and Drive. And so you might want to pull that up. Let me close these. Let's see. I'm not going to be able to project the chart because I'll be playing the guitar and I want you to see my... And whenever I play a fretted instrument, I want you to see the neck. But anyway, the point is, so this song is mostly in the key of E natural minor, which is the same notes as the G scale. That's for C instruments. I'll be playing a guitar, so it will be a C instrument. And so it would be the notes of the A scale for a B flat instrument. It would be the notes of the, and the notes of the E scale, egg scale with 4 sharps for a E flat instrument. And if you print it out or can see that chart I sent, that list of how to play or playing in the key of E minor, it has that list and it has a pattern. You know, there's nothing, should be nothing lacking. So, okay. So what Mark is saying, do you have to memorize the notes of the scale? Now listen, guys, it is so many various instruments and ways to improvise. So instruments like the piano, all the orchestral or concert band instruments, trumpet, trombone, clarinet, flute, oboe, sax. The way of making the notes is so distinct that, yeah, you got to memorize the notes to play that pretty much. So each note on a flute, for example, is different from one another. It's not just this fret, this fret, this fret. It's like different combinations of fingers. So that, because each note is different, the way to learn it is to learn the notes. On a mandolin, on a ukulele, on a bass, on a guitar, that pattern placed in the right place has those notes. So the 6th pentatonic pattern placed on the 8th fret will have the notes of the C minor pentatonic scale. And it will be the notes without you knowing what they are. So you don't have to memorize that. You do have to know how to place that, where to put it, and it takes care of itself. Now, is that the end? You know, this is, I could talk for 2 years and not cover everything that needs to be taught or thought. But what I'm trying to get at is that, yes, later on, as you get better on those fretted instruments where making of the notes is the same, 1 fret, 2 fret, 3 fret, 7 fret, 8 fret, it's the same. It's very easy to not know what the notes are. As you get better, you should, at a minimum, learn where the first note of the key and the fifth note and the third and the seven and like that. So you at least learn that. And as you get better, perhaps, it is a big perhaps, depending on the kind of music, you should actually learn the pitches. But the first thing is just put the pedal in the right place. Okay, here's our next song, like I said, called Giddy Up and Drive. Let's listen to it. Let's see if I can put that chart up there. Yeah, is that it? That's so cool, babe. Listen, try to absorb the changes. There's that B, C. Look, that A7 chord, not in the key. Your ear's telling you that. Here comes the E. There's the A7 again, not in the key. That's the key right there, home base. And then the song says, nope, go back to the sad part. Bum, 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 bum. C. C, E minor. C. Hear 'em. This is the 4 chord. 5 chord. Okay. So this song is sort of based on Drive a little bit. Sounds drive-ish. Here is a guitar. Hey, I'm playing the guitar like a big dog. All right, let's hear this guitar. And if you smoke them, got them. If you got them, smoke them. If you got effects, time to turn them on. And let's see. Let's get this so we can see this guitar neck. Nice. Looks so nice, guitar necking. Get that guitar neck like we want it. Let's see. That looks pretty good. I guess that'll work. Okay. So I'm going to start like before. This is in E minor. And the easiest pattern I would say would be the 6. Here's the 3rd. Here's the 1st. That was all pentatonics, no blues. Okay, I'm just going to start. Here we go. This is a cool, cool, cool song. Okay. When I say the 4 and the 5 chord, we'll come back to that in the Q&A. Remind me of that. Here it comes. Here we go. We're ad-libbing now. Whoa, time. Your turn. Go. Move your body. Okay, I'll take this. Do that again. Your turn. Still the minor, your turn still? Happy part, C major. Here's that A7. And the E7, not the key. All right, my turn. Your turn. Move your body. There's the happy part. There's the A7. E7. Okay, now it's my turn. And I'm going to say in my turn here that, okay, now pretend again, this instrument is based on, in general, really great players are going to be thinking of the notes. A very good player is going to be thinking I'm playing the fifth, the seventh, the sharp nine, whatever. But most people are just playing the pattern. I'm talking about it sounds good, and most people they're just playing the pattern and using the pattern well and making choices and good things. I'm not putting that down. So anyway, but what do we do here? So looking at this part right here, it goes. Again, I'm sorry to have to interrupt the flow, but like I said, trying to figure out how much teaching and how much playing. But like here's the C7 part. Oops, I need to get that over there. Yeah, there you go. Here's the C7 part. I mean the C, and then the A. That's not in the key. And then there's the G. This is actually the key G or E minor, the two keys we're using. And then there's the E7. That's not in the key. The full chord. It contains, is a better way to say it is probably just this contains notes that are not. This contains items known to the state of California to cause being out of the key. So the A7 is not contains a note not in the key. The E7 contains a note not in the key of G. So what do we do? Well, you can learn how to arpeggiate. You can learn a Mixolydian scale. Sorry. But until you can do those things, you can just listen, and you can. I'm going to back it up and I'm going to play simple. I hope correct and simple. Okay, there we go. Okay, here it comes. Here's the C I'm going. Now the point of that, what I was trying to get at, if you will just, I don't mean this in a end of life thing. I just mean like slow down. And here comes like in this song, there are, if you want to count I'm not going to count the B7 as out of the key. It is a little bit, but it uses notes, but I'm not going to worry about that because you can handle that. But on the A7 and the E7, and again, your ear hears those. If you just quit trying to play, you know, quit trying to play fast and just start listening. And just play really slow in terms of movement. Let that be the slow part when things come down. Then you will negotiate and figure out what those sounds are. Your ear's telling you right and wrong every time you're playing. Saying, I don't like that. I like that. So I'm just saying, you just slow down at those places. Okay, so let's continue. And I'm going to jump in. I don't know where we are. Your turn. Keep going. The happy part means we're back in the major key of G. That's what that means. Happy, whole, complete. Associate that with major. Okay. Coming back to the darker part, the minor part, associate that with minor. Now, every time, two things I want to say about singing. Don't talk about singing real quick. And number one about singing is that you're stuck as an instrumentalist and you can't think of what to do. So sing and sing a little bit, 4 notes, 6 notes to give you some ideas of something to do, because there's a very close association between your ear and your brain or heart, however you want to look at it. What's come out of your mouth will sound closer than what getting out to your instrument and back. So second, with that, I'm going to talk about both things real quick. If you're a vocalist, I do want to make a little demo on each of these. If you're a vocalist, what should you be doing? You should be going. The vocalist should be doing things like that. If you were here with your voice. Now, again, if you're the instrumentalist and you're trying to get you some licks, you would go. So then you go, okay. You find that lick that you sang. Because that lick is pretty close to what you'd like to hear. Because it came out of you, you know. Okay. Now, here you go. It's your turn. We're going to start it and go. Move your body. Okay, I go. going. Keep going. Okay, good. Happy part, major. A chord, back to the C. Now the E7. Back to the C. A. Hear it? I'm trying to sing it because I want you to hear it. Top. Back to top. Your turn still. Still your turn. Happy part. Sorry. Kept on going. Okay. Okay, cool. Now that was Giddy Up and Drive, loosely based on Drive. Sort of. And so anyway, so that was both of those songs I thought were really cool and exciting to play with. And so what you, I said a couple of things about it's important to play songs you like and that you're excited about. And you can skip through songs until you find, oh, this is my jam. For your growth, your continuing growth, you need things that you're comfortable with. Like, whoa, I've been playing this a lot, and boy, it's really awesome. I worked out all these cool licks. And then you need things that are new and challenging, and I hadn't thought about that before, and wow, this is in a hard key or hard position or whatever. So one thing is making you better, deeper at what you do. The new thing is making you broader. I can do many things that I wasn't anticipating. So playing other music, other people's music, and a great place to look for music that you might want to do and learn and grow with is here's what you like, and look on the edges of what you like. Like, I still like this, but it's not like my main thing. But I like it, but it's not. Look on the edges and start learning some of those things, and that's a good way to grow because you're not just churning out the same old stuff again and again, but you're learning new stuff. So that was our improv workshop, and every Tuesday, 7:45 to really 8:45, 8:45 or so. And so anyway, and so now time to pump you up. I want you to have fun and be awesome. So I already said that. So now we're at the Q&A part, and actually Mark has done a great question, which I'd like to answer. And for everybody, this thing about, there's two things that people talk about again and again and again and again and again and again and again. And they talk about the 1 chord, the 4 chord, the 6 chord. And they talk about, I did not include the backing tracks, but I'll send those to you, Mark. Mark Chris asked me. I'll send those tracks to you, Mark. So what am I saying? Oh yeah. So that's one part, the 1 chord, the 6 chord, the 4 chord. Then the second part, people are always saying, okay, that's a 7 chord, that's a 2 chord, that's an 11 chord, that is a sharp 11, 13, these kind of things. So these two sets of numbers, one is a kind of chord, 2 chord, 5 chord, 1 chord, and then the second thing, the 2 chord is a 211. The 5 chord is a 9. Like, what do these numbers mean? So it's so simple. Not saying you should know it. It is simply that the chord. So one is related to the key we're in, and the other was related to the chord we're playing. So the first one, the key we're in. We're in the key of A. There's 7 letters in the musical alphabet: A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I talk fast because I got a lot to say, and I don't talk fast normally. So the 4 chord, if we're in the key of A, is counting the A is 4 letters up from A. A, B, C, D. The 4 chord in the key of A is the D. 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D. The 4 chord in the key of C is an F. C, D, E, F. The 4 chord. The 5 chord in the key of C is the 5th letter. C, D, E, F, G. So C is the 1, G is the 5. F is the 4 because it's the 4th letter in the 4th letter. I'm not talking about notes, I'm talking about letters. So in the key, let's say the key of B. Now, you do not, everybody don't leave me now, but I'm fixing to say the key of B has got 5 sharps. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp. And it's a great key on the saxophone. And it's no different from the key of C for the guitars. Adlibbing. So it's no big deal. But let's ignore those sharps for a moment and say that every song in the key of B or B flat, we're just looking at the letter B, the 4 chord is some kind of an E in every key of B. Key of B, key of B flat. B major with 5 flats, 5 sharps, B major with 5 sharps, B flat with 2 flats. The 4 chord is still B, C, D, E. The 4 chord is some kind of E. It may be an E, maybe an E flat. What's the 5 chord in any of the letter name of the 5 chord of any of the B keys? Key of B flat. What's the 5 chord? B, C, D, E, F. Either F or an F sharp, depending on what's the flat. So I'm saying that gets you in the ballpark. So what's the 2 chord in the key of G? G, A. G, A. An A chord is the 2 chord. What is the 6 chord? G, A, B, C, D, E. Some kind of E. If it's in the key of G flat, I just want you to notice, here's the letters, G, A, B, C, D, E. Number 6. I have 6 fingers. So, I'm kidding. So, in the key of G, the 6th note is an E. In the key of G flat, the 6th note is a G flat. But both of them, G and G flat, the 6th letter is an E. So you can start with that, saying, okay, what's the 7 chord in the key of D? D, E, F, G, A. What's the 7 chord in any D scale? Any D scale. D, E, F, G, A, B, C. There you go, that's 7. D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So some kind of C. In the key of D, it's a C sharp. In the key, C sharp, there's. In the key of D flat, it's a C natural, but it is some kind of C. That gets you in the ballpark, and I promise you, if you're in the key of in the key of G, and you say, hey, what's the 2 chord, or it's an A, and you play an A flat, you'll notice immediately that it doesn't sound right. So that gets you in the ballpark, and things are sounding like you want them to sound you are functioning. Now the second part is, and this is our Q&A part. We're not at the ad-libbing part. I'd love for you to be here now for the Q&A part. Stick around here for this part. But I'm just saying we're not ad-libbing now because we're through the ad-libbing. We're at the questions. And so guys, if you got questions, you put them in here. Marcus had put a question. This is exactly what I wanted to talk about. And so the second thing people say is it's a 3 chord, not 3 chord, sorry. It's a A7, it's a D6, it's a D6-9, it's a D2, it's a D minor 11. And look, there's a lot of little specialized rules that go with those chord types is basically what they are. We're talking about chords now. Individual chords. A minute ago we were talking about keys. The 4 chord in the key of C is an F, but an F4, I would take that as an example, we're adding to an F chord the 4th note of the F scale, not whatever key it is. So that is self-sufficient. That chord, an F4 is the same notes in the key of C or the key of D or the key of G or the key of B. Those are the same notes. Okay. So that means an F chord, an F4, will have F, G, A, B, some kind of B. It happens to be a B flat. What about a G6? G, A, B, C, D, E. A G6 is basically a G adding the sixth note. So the letters, when we're talking about the one chord, I'm going back to the beginning. We're going back to the one chord, the two chord, the three chord, like that. What's the sixth chord? Referring to the key. You have to know what key you're in, and then you just count letter names. It may be sharp, it may be flat, depending on the key. But you got the letter name, so you're more than halfway there getting it. So the key of C, the sixth chord is A. Okay. And yes, that would be an A minor, not an A, but that's good, close enough. Okay, now, and then secondly, we're talking about the individual chord, a chord, and say, so an E, let's just say an E, well, I'll say an E11, just so it'd be the 11th note of that scale, which, if we count all the way up, is the same as the fourth note. And there's a reason to be the 11th instead of the 4th, so we're going to ignore that for now. We're just saying, to get started, just quit being scared of those things and just count up in letters, not scales. If you know the scales, use the scales. But until you know the scales, just use the letters, and you'll be more than halfway there. Because if you played an F and it's supposed to be an F sharp, you will know. You'll sound bad, and then you'll be like, oh, well, it's got to be some kind of F. Let me do an F sharp. So anyway, there you go. So let's see. We got, okay. Now, I have a question. Do I need to learn scale modifications for strings? I don't know what that question means, Mark. If you can rephrase it, I will answer it. But I don't quite know what to make that their question. Okay, I'm going to give you a second to do that. And then anybody else have a question? It's time to ask questions. It's question time right now. I'm going to take a drink of my delicious coffee. Oh, coffee is divine. You get a cup just for a dime. It's simply magic. Not really. You can't get a cup for a dime anymore. Okay. Well, Mark, I'd love to answer that question, but I don't know what it means. I don't know what that means. Okay. So let's see. Unless I get another question, I've got one more question. And I told you guys, since you're all clamoring about these questions, these are musicians' questions. Questions, yes. These are musicians' questions that you kind of have to be a musician to get. So, if you don't get it, send me a note and I shall clarify. Okay, here's the last question, and that is, why is a bassoon better than an oboe? I have a degree in oboe, playing the oboe, by the way. Why is a bassoon better than an oboe? Because the bassoon burns longer. So the reason that a bassoon is better than an oboe is because the bassoon burns longer, because it's a lot bigger. And the bassoon is one of the most complicated instruments there are. And congratulations, you bassoonists, and I love the sound of the bassoon. Bassoon has each key, if you can imagine playing this instrument, compared to a saxophone or an oboe or a flute. Each thumb has like 8-10 keys. Those guys are doing this with their thumbs. You can't see my other thumb. Yeah. Anyway, they're just going thumb crazy. So anyway, that's why a bassoon's better than an oboe, because it burns longer. Okay, so my name is Mark Black. This is Mark Teaches Music, and we had our improv workshop, which I enjoyed playing those songs. And I know you guys did too. And then we also just had our Q&A. We talked about what it means, the 4 chord, the 2 chord, the 6 chord. I want to make one point. Let me just do this real quick. Listen to this. This is our song we're just doing. Listen to this. You can tell when we hit the 1 chord. Everybody here can. And you say you're tone deaf or whatever. You can tell when we hit the 1 chord, which is home bass. I want you to listen to the song. It's going to sound like home bass. Right there. Here it is. Listen. 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 There. Home base. Not home base. Home. And my definition of home is you can turn the recording off right there. If you can turn the recording off and say, we had closure, you're on the 1 chord. Why did I say that? Because that's one of the reasons we do theory and ear training, is that so many, most, I guess, great musicians do not need a chart, or certainly aren't tied to the chart, because their ear's telling them, your ear's telling you all that stuff, it's just you can't interpret it. You can train your ear, you can hear all those chords. You can hear the 1 chord, the 5 chord, the 505, the whatever, and you can hear that's a 2 chord. That's the second thing we talked about, is what do those numbers mean when you're talking about a chord. A D2, it's a D chord with the second note, which is the E. It's a E. So anyway, so that's what we talked about. And then we talked about, again, why bassoon is better than oboe, because it burns longer. So, again, you can email me at mark@dallasmusiclessons. I want you to subscribe, please. I want you to hit notifications, please. I want you to send me money, please. I want you to, all kind of amazing things. Let's see, what's the other? Notifications, subscribe, leave a comment, ask a question. And if you're interested in music lessons, go to www.dallasmusiclessons.com. And there's information about there that you're not signed up when you get to it. And so I say this a bunch, and which is our true theme, which is, and I really believe that you can have fun and be awesome. And so I want you to do that. And so I'll see you next Tuesday. And if you got any questions, just let me know.